Okay, so you say, okay, sir, you know, you served for 50 years, what have you learned and all of that? Well, what I've learned is this. It all comes down to people. People. You are the team builders. You, the young lieutenants who are out there, you're team builders. Who's on your team? Your platoon sergeant. One of the most influential people in my life was Sergeant First Class Allen in a tank battalion in the 1st Cavalry Division in 1961 in Korea. The war was over. We were up on the DMZ. I had a company commander who said to the lieutenants, for you guys to go out on the weekend, you have to complete certain tasks, and you have to do them to the standard that I set. We had 3 platoon leaders in the company, and a company XO, he was included. So take it, you know, assemble this, assemble all the weapons and so forth, set head timing on the automatic weapons of the machine gun 30 caliber and the 50 caliber M2. Some things never change in the Army. But at any rate, lesson. The platoon sergeant would not let me fail. He and the other sergeants ensured that I knew how to do that to standard, to their standard, and the other platoon sergeants did the same thing. The team, and that has continued throughout my Army career. The team, when I was the Chief of Staff of the Army, included Sergeant Major of the Army Richard Kidd, and the other non-commissioned officers I have come in contact with for over 36 years, measured up to that same standard. Who's on the team? You're on the team, and you are the pace setter. You may not be the fastest person in the platoon, but you're the one who's setting the expectations and creating the atmosphere where people can succeed. The processes of being an officer, what are you worried about? Well, I can tell you, you're worried about a lot of things here during this symposium. You're worried about a lot of things in your college, you know, what about chemistry, what about civil engineering, what about this? Let me tell you what number one thing to worry about when you're a platoon leader is people. Who's in your platoon? Who's on the team? Can you call in air, Army Air Force air? There's an Air Force officer in the room. Can you really effectively bring in indirect fire? There's a horrible movie. I don't recommend anybody watch the movie. I just want to say one thing about it, though. The movie is Platoon. There's a lot of things not to like about the movie. I told you it's a lousy movie. I wouldn't watch it. But the thing to remember about that is when everything starts falling apart, Lieutenant, fix it. Lieutenant, fix it. Everybody looks to the leader. You have to measure up. And it begins on day one. Mutual trust and respect. You're creating the future for your organization. General Hipperson mentioned that I wrote a book. The title is Hope is Not a Method. In other words, you've got to get your skinny little body up out of bed and make good things happen and keep bad things from happening. And don't hope it. When you go to the range and somebody tells you, well, sir, we hope this, forget it. You have to make stuff happen. Is anybody here from Rhode Island? Got a Rhode Island guy? Okay, the Rhode Island state flag is a white flag. It has a gold anchor on it. And across the bottom it says, hope. Hope is the anchor of my soul. Hope is the anchor of my soul. Your role as a leader, ultimately, is to keep hope alive. You are the one who has to balance between wishing that good things are going to happen. You have to do your best to ensure that your men and women are the best in the platoon or the best in the company, the brigade, or whatever, and you compete against a standard. Hope is the anchor of my soul. There will be some days in your life you wish would never happen, but they might. And you have to ensure that you keep their spirit alive so that they can succeed at what they might not even think they can do. And that requires the best of all of you. A major asked me in 1993 at Leavenworth, Kansas, when we were taking the Army down, he said, "Sir, we hear you talking about change. What aren't you going to change?" I said I would do my very best to maintain the essence of the United States Army. Since I was a senior officer present, I didn't have to answer any more questions. I left. I have thought a lot about it. I'm going to tell you what the essence of the United States Army is. It's real simple. I can take it places. I can take you to Newmarket. I can take you right here to this parade field today. You saw the flag of the Virginia Military Institute with one battle streamer on it. Newmarket, blue and gray. I can take you to Normandy, to the cemetery at Colville-sur-Mer, 10,000 crosses and stars of David, men and women, 10,000. I can take you to Arlington, National Cemetery. When all is said and done, the essence of the United States Army is you. Is you. People like Mrs. Pamela P. Spouse, mother. Look at the Army spouses around who shoulder an enormously heavy burden. Males and females. It's people. This is a people business. The equipment's great. It takes great equipment. Body armor, Humvees, MRAPs, Strikers, Apaches, Blackhawks, Chinooks. But you know what, gang? It takes men and women of character climbing into those pieces of equipment in the middle of the night, sucking it up, and winning, and succeeding. That's what you represent. 2 words sum me up, and my message tonight. Thank you. You have demonstrated capabilities, but most importantly, character. Character counts. Washington had it, Benedict Arnold didn't. You got it. Thanks a lot. God bless you. Do good.